Commissioner Morrison, did you have anything?
I don't. Yeah, I'm good.
I actually did not have anything to bring to the meeting unless we wanted to do a general update.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and move on to public comments now at this point. Commissioner Eggleston, did you have anything to bring to this board? It's kind of a silly question. You always do.
Well, I wasn't sure. Yeah, no, I don't really have anything.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. There's your afterthought.
That's all right. Go beat up a poor old Commissioner Eggleston.
Judy, did you have something?
I have something I want to request of the three commissioners. I don't know if it necessarily has to be work session or not. Part of it might be executive session, but I'd like to request the commissioners to consider getting an additional insurance policy or a rider to our policy. Right now, our one for liability insurance has a $5 million limit to it. And I can explain that.
For which? I mean, that's general
liability.
General liability?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can give you the details of why I think we should consider getting an additional one that would only kick in from, say, a $5 million to $10 million. It should cost us not much because its chances of being used are next to never.
Mm-hmm.
But I have recommendations of why we should get it.
Does it have a legal component or otherwise exempt?
Yes.
Does the board want to call an executive session?
Well,
Or do you just want to mention it individually afterwards?
I can do whatever you'd like.
well, I think I guess we would need to see. What I'd like to see is like data related to it. I mean, what the cost is, what we get out of it, that kind of stuff.
I would like to go out and get some quotes to see what it would cost to get such a thing. There's some particular reasons I'm asking, but just in general, when we have DHS caseworkers, or whatever their official titles are, transporting children in vehicles, if you have a vehicle accident where you would have 2 or more kids in there, your chances for a claim that's going to hit a payout in that bracket is essentially a lot higher when you're transporting youth as opposed to adults.
Mm-hmm.
But our limit includes any claims paid out and any legal fees related to those defending them. It's, like I said, it's a next to never that we would use it, but I think it's something we should consider getting.
To be honest, given the amount of money that flows through this county and their exposure, I'm surprised it's not higher than that.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm certainly happy for you to solicit quotes through normal channels in order to bring that back to board.
Honestly, I probably would have just gone to the agency that handles our insurance. It would be, this is handled through P-Corp, but this would be a rider from a different insurance company above and beyond that. It could be like AIG or whatever. Our current insurance representative agent that covers everything for the county could actually source this out and come back with multiple quotes if we're allowed to do it that way. I don't know if it requires an RFP or anything. I mean,
well, this goes along with a conversation I had this morning with the Tioga County chairman, I think, which was related to, they were going over the staff that they have in their office, and they have a risk manager that that person has other responsibilities or whatever, but they work with P-Comp and P-Corp, and through the risk manager, they've seen significant savings, like and kickbacks from the insurance company in order to, because the person's doing like a variety of things.
We have a...
Yeah, we have a risk manager, appointed risk manager.
Actually, I think it's Pam, isn't it? Aren't you the risk manager?
We'll have that on everything else.
Yeah, it's one of us. We both work on it, but I think I thought officially Pam was stated as it.
Discount that P-Corp gives us, not a kickback.
Well, I mean, I say kickback.
Kickbacks from anyone. You got that on record?
Some bad words. Anyway, they had a lot of different things that they were doing that I thought were pretty interesting. It might be worth it as a part of this to kind of evaluate that and see if there's any other place that we can save in that area, especially with the workman's comp situation and some of the other things,
I'm not sure if either of you were able to make it to the meeting with the CCAP representative. I know Director Alba and the Chief Clerk and I met, and they said there are opportunities for us to apply for some grants and such in order to fix some of the systemic issues we're having.
Yeah.
So that will be a 2018 effort.
Very good.
In fact, is the sidewalk on here?
Parking lot.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry. Thank you. Any other updates on projects? Is this our last work session of the year?
Yes.
It is. Okay, so for the first work session of the year, we'll do a little recap on what we accomplished in this last quarter and what's kind of ongoing, prioritize some of the projects. So if you have any projects that you're aware of that you want to accomplish, particularly in the first quarter, but even in 2018 generally speaking, please go ahead and bring that list to that meeting. And for directors, if you're aware of projects that you want prioritized, go to one of the commissioners so that we just kind of have three of us that are throwing things on the list rather
What
than
meeting?
everybody. The next work session, which I think would be
It's Christmas Day.
Oh.
Christmas Day. Unless you want to be there Christmas Day.
Already?
That's fine.
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this wrong. I somehow had it marked on my calendar that we had Friday and Monday off, not Monday and Tuesday off. I don't show Friday.
You'll
Call
be the
me.
only one.
I don't know how I had it that way, but
No, we have Monday and Tuesday off.
yep.
And then January 1st. So next work session is Tuesday, January 2nd.
Oh, I will not be here.
Okay.
I let Pam know that a while ago.
Well, the next one is the 8th. Why don't we make the 8th the one where we discuss the quarterly projects so that you're able to participate.
Oh, you can go ahead on the 2nd. It doesn't matter. I mean, do whatever you need to do.
Well, we can always add them on the 8th, so we'll go ahead and move forward on the 2nd, I guess, and if you have anything to add on the 8th.
Going back to the discussion about PCOM or PCORP, whatever.
CCAP insurance programs?
Yeah. I know we've talked about this before, and I wanted to get the board's perspective on it. I talked with Matt last week about a number of issues, including the signage thing. I talked with him about the parking lot, and we could probably do some patching and stuff like that, but I think that the parking lot is going to need to be redone, relatively soon. At the same time, I'm concerned about, with single point of entry, the number of people that are walking through the parking lot, and I think that we should consider working on, as a part of an overall project, whatever. And we've talked about this before, having a sidewalk that runs up the side of the building in order to allow people to move around to the back. I guess what I'm asking is does anybody have any ideas as far as funding through PCOMP or PCORP to do a parking study or to come up with a plan to do that potentially? Or does anybody think that...
the grant?
I would think just plain, since we do have single point of entry, the sidewalk bit is a safety issue because I sit in the front office and I see tons of people every day go to that front door, then they're walking out through the parking lot, through the traffic and whatever, that they don't go around the front to the...
We included some money from our capital plan for 2018 to put into that, right? I think it was a little bit, not enough to really do it.
Yeah.
Additionally, we have Rouse Road Fund that we could dip into for that purpose, and we can apply to whichever insurance program, because we've had enough slips and falls out there that they would probably consider it for another program.
Yeah.
And up and above and beyond the $15,000 that they give us in a grant. On the 21st, we are having a meeting, I believe here, Judy, me, Chief Deputy, IT Director, in order to discuss what we want to apply for, and we only have 2 weeks left to apply.
January 21st.
December
31st.
31st. Oh, yeah, the
Decem-
meeting is the
December.
Oh,
21st.
that's right.
Wait,
December 21st is the meeting.
December 21st is the
The
meeting.
31st is the last day we can apply for funding. I think a feasibility study is a good idea.
If I can get
Parking's, yeah, if you can turn around.
If I can get the engineer to give us a proposal in a week, or well, in 3 days, you know, like take a look at what that's going to cost to do the overall parking study. Because one of my things is it isn't just about the sidewalk or the quality of the lot itself, which needs work, but also snow removal and parking in general. Just because I have concerns about the property over on the corner next to the lot, and then also just how everybody parks currently, like and doing something that might be more efficient for us.
I think that might be a bit tight to try to get that in for this one on the 21st, but the additional that Commissioner Kaplan mentioned is an available amount that sounds quite a bit, substantially quite a bit more, so I think even to get that into that meeting on the agenda for the rest of the funds coming up. I don't think the P Corp or P-Comp grant, whatever one it is that expires December 31st, has enough to really do much towards that. But I won't say he said the money was open-ended, but it sounded like we could get up to $80,000
Ultimately, the insurance
on the other
company wants to stop having our claims from people slipping and falling in the parking lot and or getting hit. So I think the chances of getting funding for that are pretty good.
Okay, so are you proposing to not ask for money for the feasibility study on the 21st then?
I think try to get it as fast as you can, but do remember that the one expires December 31st. We have to get that grant application in. But there's another one that extends to June 30th or something, and we can apply for it any time. So get it as soon as possible, and if we can throw it in this one, then we'll do it.
Okay, I'll see what they say, and if they can't get any decent data, then we'll just wait until January.
Okay, very good. Anything else? Public comment? All right, well, I guess we can go ahead and adjourn. Less than a 20-minute meeting. Wow.
I have one more thing. I'm joking.
Yes?
I do not.
Okay, thank you.